Week 14 is coming on in the NFL season. I had a couple of takeaways from this past week's action, so let's go ahead and get into it. The Tennessee Titans have their franchise quarterback. Will Levis led a crazy comeback on Monday Night Football against the Miami Dolphins, being down 14 points with about 3 minutes to go. First time to do that since 2016. And Will Levis just continued to make play after play and throw after throw. Everyone's talking about the sack where he escaped a sack from Bradley Chubb and then ran over Jalen Ramsey. But DeAndre Hopkins after the game said that Will Levis is just a dog and a guy that he wants to continue to play with. And I think that's great for the Titans. Obviously, the Titans' season is not going the way that organization wanted it to. But them having a top draft pick with Will Levis showing that he is their guy is not the worst thing possible. They can either get another lineman, which they so desperately need, or they can get another playmaker for Will Levis. I'm looking at you, Brock Bowers. But with Will Levis, he has the intangibles. And he also has a strong arm. Yes, he's going to make some turnovers, but that's just going to be part of his game. But he more than willingly wakes up for him. We've seen the pitch to Derrick Henry, which led to the Dolphins getting that 2-score lead. And then Will Levis turned around like nothing had happened and brought the Titans back to a crazy win, something that we might not see for the rest of the year or for the next couple of years, because that was just crazy the way that game ended.
Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys are for real. Yes, I know it's always out there to just joke on the Cowboys, that they'll choke and they'll throw away their playoff game. This year's Cowboys team is different. While there is still the San Francisco 49ers, the Dallas Cowboys just manhandled the Philadelphia Eagles like we usually don't see. Yes, I still think the Eagles do end up in the NFC Championship game, but this Cowboys team is legit. They have a good running game. They have a good receiving game. But more importantly, their defense with Micah Parsons and Deron Bland, they cause havoc, and you even got Lawrence there on the line as well. But Dak Prescott is playing like an MVP, and right now he probably is the MVP favorite. Dak's on very well on his way to winning an MVP with the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of people question Dak and his decision-making, and why, yes, that can be true at times. This year, has not been that big of an issue. Dak Prescott is playing some of the best football of his life, especially in his NFL career, and the Dallas Cowboys look to be a legit threat in the NFC.
Don't look now, but the Denver Broncos have positioned themselves well for an AFC wildcard spot. After a horrible start to the year, they've rattled off some wins in a row, and they're right there in the battle of things. Russell Wilson looks to be the old Russ and the quarterback that the Denver Broncos thought they were getting last year when they traded for him. But after a horrible year last year, Russ seems to regain some of his form. He's running the ball at a more willingly pace, but more importantly, him and Courtland Sutton have developed a Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett-like development in terms of the deep ball and just connecting on it at a very well rate. Jerry Jeudy, I'd like to see a little bit more from. He had a rough game this past Sunday, but Javonte Williams and Samaje Perine are a nice 1-2 punch out of the backfield. But this defense, obviously, you got Patrick Surtain, and everyone's talking about Kareem Jackson, who's been suspended a couple of times this year for some hits. But Justin Simmons needs more respect. Yes, your more hardcore NFL fans know who this guy is. But from a more casual standpoint, please get to know Justin Simmons. He's been doing this for a while now, and he's just always a top 2 to top 3 safety in the league. And him and Patrick Surtain in that secondary are just disgusting. The thing with this Broncos team, too, is if you look at it, Sean Payton wanted that Chargers job. It's the worst kept secret in the NFL. The Chargers didn't want to fire Staley, and the Broncos go in, and Sean Payton kind of proved a point to the Chargers this past Sunday. But the Broncos, you have to think, after a rough start this year and a horrible year last year, they're starting to get and see the vision of what they wanted when they traded for Russell last year and then signed Sean Payton this year.
Don't look now, but the Bengals aren't dead. When Joe Burrow went down and Jake Browning had to come in and start, a lot of people had them missing the playoffs, and a lot of their fan base was looking, already running mock drafts. But Jake Browning, after 3 starts, is 2-1, and the last 2 starts has looked really good. And yes, the Bengals occupy that 10th seed, but that's because there's 5-6 different teams at that 7-6 record. But after Saturday, the Bengals can jump from the 10th seed all the way to that last 7th seed and that last spot for the AFC wildcard. The Bengals aren't dead. Jake Browning looks to be a legit backup NFL quarterback, and he will be back in Cincinnati next year for all of you wondering. He is an exclusive rights free agent, so the Bengals can get him back for a 1-year league minimum deal. But Jake Browning is looking legit. The Bengals have gone to more of a screen game, and it is working more in of the rookie running back out of Illinois, Chase Brown, and using his speed while keeping Joe Mixon fresh for those goal line runs, and even working Joe Mixon more in the screen pass game, and it has opened up this offense immensely. Jamar Chase is still being Jamar. And T. Higgins made a couple plays this past Sunday where it really looks like he's starting to turn the corner and turn into the T. Higgins that everyone has known since he got drafted out of Clemson. Brock Purdy is a good NFL quarterback, and we got to stop acting like he's not. Well, yes, he was Mr. Irrelevant, and a lot of people had a lot of questions about him coming out of Iowa State. Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. Yes, having the weapons around him that he does in San Francisco helps, but Kyle Shanahan is a great play caller. Obviously, the 49ers have great players, and Brock Purdy is a good, accurate quarterback. We need to stop devaluing certain quarterbacks because of their talent around them. Well, yes, that is the case for some, but for players like Brock Purdy, it's just not the case anymore. He continues to make play after play, and they just keep on winning. And there's something to be said about a locker room that looks up to a guy and continues to make plays, and that is what Brock Purdy does. Everyone around San Francisco loves the kid, and Brock Purdy just continues to make play after play, no matter what the media or what the talking heads want to say about him. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what were some of your takeaways from this past week's NFL action.